Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another freaking video. And in this video, I want to be taking you guys through 5 tips that I follow in order to get in a really good shape, or at least maintain the muscle mass that I have been working on throughout the deadline that I've given myself to look a certain way. And I want to be sharing those 5 tips with you guys, so stay tuned and watch till the very end. So the first tip that I want to be taking you guys through before heading to the gym would be visualizing the outcome. So make sure, if you have a certain goal to look a certain way, make sure to visualize that and actually visualize it in your mind that you have achieved that specific physique. That's going to help you and get you dopamine. That's going to help you motivate yourself and get up your ass and head to the gym, and you will be able to achieve that physique. That's tip number 1. We will be getting to the rest of the tips while we go to the gym, so let's hit the gym first. Alright guys, let me walk you through today's workout. So as you guys already know, I love to do some handstands. So for the first thing I did, I basically do handstands for warm-ups. It's really good for mobility and really good for strength of your shoulders. I also go ahead and slap in some push-ups, handstand push-ups as well. And then I went ahead and did some burpees. I only showed like 3 to 4 reps, but I did like 10 to 15 reps. Make sure to give this a try. Just adding the pull-ups in it would go a really long way. And then we move on to the first exercise. I know I already did shoulders day before yesterday, but I went ahead and did shoulders again because I was feeling a little insecure about my shoulders. I thought my shoulders were underdeveloped, so I went ahead and did this exercise, shoulder press. And then I went ahead and did next exercise, that is front raises. I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I focus on my front deltoid specifically, because I've never trained this that much, and now I know why it's important. And then we move on to the next exercise, that would be for biceps. So I went ahead and did cable bicep curls. I just did this on the functional training machine, or the combo, whatever that is. I believe it's called functional trainer. And then I went ahead and did another set, which, by the way, the lighting's pretty awesome. It was pretty, like, bright, and there were shadows. And then we move on to the next exercise, that would be tricep pushdowns. Again, I just wanted to incorporate 2 exercises for each and every muscle group. So I did shoulders, two exercises and 2 sets. And then I went ahead and did for biceps 2 exercises, and then now we're doing for triceps. This is the first exercise for triceps, and then we're going to go ahead and move on to biceps again, and then we're going to come back to triceps again. 2 different exercises, just alternating the movements. And then I went ahead and did bicep curls with dumbbells. I thought of doing barbell curls, but again, I thought of making an isolation movement, so I went ahead and did the dumbbell curls. Here's another angle. As you guys can see, the muscle mass is pretty freaking awesome. So I believe I still got those gains. It's gonna be in no time that I'm gonna be reaching in the same progress level. And then we move on to the triceps back again, which is skull crushers, specifically dumbbell skull crushers. This is a really good exercise, and it targets your longer head of the triceps, which I wanted to target because I have really short long head triceps. Long head of the triceps. Here's another angle. You guys can see those freaking cuts. And then I went ahead and did some partial reps as well, along with the holding and the negative. And then I decided to do 2 sets, or maybe two sets of ab workouts, so which I did hanging leg raises, a really good exercise for the entire core along with your obliques. And then we switch to partial reps. And then you can also go ahead and do some negatives. And then we move on to the next exercise. I'm not sure what this is called, but this is, I believe, knee tucks. It's like you have to tuck your knees from towards your chest first, and then on one side, and then on the other side, and then on the center again, and then on the right side, and then on the center, then on the left side. That's how you go ahead and do these reps. So yeah guys, with that we were done with the workout, and it was pretty freaking amazing. I have a really amazing pump right now, and I could have gone ahead and did another hour into the gym for the workout. I would have been able to get that done as well. However, we had to move on and film the rest of the video for you guys and post it tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to get that done. So without further ado, let's move on to tip number 2. That is optimize your freaking schedule. Don't fight it. Some of you might have a corporate job, like 9 to 5 job, or regular whatever else you guys would be doing. For example, me personally having a corporate job, it's really freaking hard for me to schedule the entire filming session, the workout session, and also go regularly to the work. What I like to do is, I come back after work, I rest for some time, or maybe, give my mind some relaxation time, and then I hit the gym, or I just go to sleep right after work, and then waking up and then hitting the gym, because that's more efficient for me to, work out and then edit the entire video and post it on the same day. That would be more efficient in that situation. However, if I work out before I go to sleep, then I have to post, and then only I'll be able to sleep, and that takes me like about, I don't know, 6 to 7 hours straight, which gets really fucked up. But you don't have to fight it, guys. Whatever works for you, just go ahead and go on with it. Try different scenarios, try different schedules, and then work with the one that works best for you. Now let's move on to tip number 3. Focus on efficiency, not the freaking duration. So what I mean by that is, if you are working out, right, you don't have to focus on getting a 45-minute in workout or maybe 60-minute workout. You need to focus on the efficiency of the workout, how heavy or how efficient your freaking workout is, how freaking tired you are after that specific workout, because that's what determines the efficiency of the workout. How tired are you? How much fatigue are your muscles? So you got to be able to focus on that. Even if you are doing 25-minute workout, that would also be really good enough. However, you need to make sure that you hit the specific muscle group that you are actually targeting, and you have a freaking deadline to build that specific muscle. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take a shower, and then we'll meet you for the tip 4 and 5 later on.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, I am done taking a shower. I got some groceries, as just showed you guys. I was in the market. I'm about to go ahead and cook my next meal of the day, which would be 4 or 5 scrambled eggs with 2 slices of bread, or maybe 3 slices of bread, depending on my appetite at that time. So that brings me to tip number 4, guys. That is, keep nutrition simple and consistent. So keeping nutrition simple is, focus on more whole foods, and don't go ahead and get those fancy breakfast meals or maybe lunch meals, or like avocado toast. You don't have to go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and stick to basic bread omelette. You can also go ahead and use pancakes. It's a really good source, right? So this is what I mean by keeping nutrition simple, and this is how you'll be able to stay consistent if you go ahead and eat these kind of foods regularly. So that brings us to the last tip. That is tip number 5. That is, keep track of your progress and be accountable. So guys, you have to be able to understand that if you are going ahead and doing progressive overload every single week, that means you are on a positive trend of gaining strength or muscle mass or whatever your goal is, or maybe lose fat for some of you guys. But make sure, guys, you are tracking your progress, because that's how you'll be able to measure or quantify your entire progress, muscle mass, and if you are going in a positive trend, and if you are gaining that, or if your goal is getting achieved, or if you're one step closer to your goal. Be accountable. Basically, take responsibility for your actions, guys. If someone is able to, influence your decision in terms of doing something, then it's something that you need to check on. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell icon to get notified every time I post a new video, and peace out, guys. Peace out.